Welcome to my channel. My name is Jarno and this channel is Sharp's Art. And hey, today I'm very happy because I have here a lovely French teacher, Alice Ayel. But Alice, perhaps you can tell something about yourself. Little short introduction, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Alice Ayel. Thank you for inviting me, Jarno.
You're welcome.
We already had a chat on my YouTube channel about your French journey.
Yes.
And yes, I'm a French teacher. I've been a language teacher for like 20 years or more now.
Okay.
Haven't counted, but it's been more than 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm from France. I'm from Paris, but now I live in Portugal.
Okay.
Braga, in the north of Portugal, with my family. Yeah, that's basically about myself. And I have a YouTube channel, and I started a website also to help people acquire French the natural way, naturally.
Yeah. And that's why I think today I want to interview and talk with Alice because if you watch that video where Alice interviewed me, you every links will be found in the description box. So you can watch lots of things after watching this video. But yeah, so if I think your work on YouTube and online, I think there are Mon Beppe.
Oh.
So I think there are lots of students that actually enjoying watching your videos and learning at the same way at the same time. And I think perhaps it doesn't even feel like learning a language, learning French. And how did you manage to have that kind of foundation, like a basic thing, like okay, making these videos and using whiteboard and draw something, and where did you kind of find, okay, that's the thing, YouTube needs, or how did you come up with that great idea?
Good question. Yes, Jarno. It took me time because at first, when I started teaching, I was teaching what we call the traditional way, the classic way. Yeah, with I didn't know about the natural approach by Stephen Krashen. I didn't know anything about that. I was just teaching the traditional way. That means I had a class.
Yeah.
I was teaching in a school in England, and I had a class, and they would have to repeat after me, like words out of context. I had a list of words like places in the town, so the church, l'église, and I had a PowerPoint, and students had to repeat after me, and it was kind of boring because it was out of context.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know anything. And at that time, it was a long time ago, so there was not YouTube didn't exist yet, or it was just the start of YouTube.
Yeah.
So little by little, I discovered. I started to question myself and my teaching because I saw that my students were not motivated. They hated French.
Okay.
So I was, and some of them hated French, not all of them. And I saw that they were not making progress. They couldn't understand what I was saying. They couldn't speak very well. So I was kind of discouraged.
Yeah.
And I started to look for other methods, for other approaches. And then I discovered Stephen Krashen's work. I discovered the world of comprehensible input.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I discovered at that time there was this method. There is still this method called TPRS, teaching proficiency through storytelling.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, on YouTube at that time, then YouTube was getting big.
Yeah.
And I was looking for videos for my students, and I could only find videos about vocabulary, like words out of context, or grammar rules,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how to use the passé composé.
Yeah.
And you had the lesson on YouTube about this. There are still lots of videos like that on YouTube.
There
And
are.
I wanted my students to keep having comprehensible input every day, but there was nothing.
Okay.
And then that's how I thought, oh, maybe I could tell stories. But I didn't really know how to make it like interesting, or because the way I was teaching at that time, at that point, was like we would co-create a story with the students, with the class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, how could it be interactive on YouTube? It's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I mean,
it's
I
not.
still
Yeah. You have to edit and film and everything. It's yeah. It's not.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I still do it on my membership. When you're a member on my site,
Yeah.
on some Saturdays we still co-create stories with the community, and it's really fun.
I'm
But
watching those videos. Yeah, yeah, I'm watching them.
but it needs to be live.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
can't
yeah.
be. And then I discovered the work of Dr. Beniko Mason. Dr. Beniko Mason is a Japanese, she's an English teacher living in Japan, and she developed a method called story listening.
Yeah.
And her method is, yes, you tell a story using a whiteboard, drawing, so that students, even if they don't know much about the language, they can understand you because they see the drawings and you make it comprehensible to them. And then I thought, now I have something to put on YouTube. Yeah, I could do that on YouTube. Of course, I could tell a story using my whiteboard, drawing. And at that time, I didn't want to draw because I felt really bad about drawing. It's always been a nightmare for me. I mean, at school already, I hated drawing lessons and drawing art classes.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to show my face either. At first, I wanted to use Playmobil and Lego.
Oh,
Playmobil,
yeah.
characters.
Yes,
And I
yes.
didn't want to show my face.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I thought, no, that. And then my sister told me, no, you have to show your face.
Yeah.
It has to be humanized. Yeah. there needs to be a
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing.
And because also I watched Dr. Beniko Mason, I watched her do the story listening method, I thought, yeah, of course, you need to show your face, because also, you know, the mouth, the face expressions, the gestures, they help learners understand the story, right?
Yeah. Did you create the story before you started to make videos, or did you feel like that? Okay, you perhaps create one story and then perhaps write more, or how did you create it? Perhaps perhaps Marie Medor in Paris. Did you? It's your story, isn't it? It's story of, yeah. So did you write the whole story, or did you? Because it's very good written, I think. You know, present tense and passé composé. What it is in English, but anyway, passé composé and present. So it's very good.
Present perfect.
Present perfect. Yeah. So I think as a learner, it's something like wow, when I first started to read, when I joined your community, and I found the book, and I thought even this story would be written in many tenses, you know, even using future tense perhaps, or and that's the great idea also. Like, and then did you you got it like by from your brain? It came out somewhere like, okay, now this is a good thing to make, or did you talk with your husband like, oh, let's do it this way? Oh,
yeah. Because at first, it's a good question, because at first I just thought about. At first, I was thinking about what structures, which structures, like frequently used structures, because in fact, in day-to-day conversations, we don't use many words. In every language, it's the same. We use apparently, we use 500 words.
Yeah, it's
and
not.
We use, and we use always the same, like I want, I can, you must. These are high frequency, what we call high frequency structures.
Yeah.
The structures we use all the time.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking of using them in the stories. But then I didn't have much inspiration. And so I have a family, and I have 4 boys and a girl. And so I started to ask my boys, because my girl is a baby, and she wasn't born at the time. But I started to ask my boys, hey, I want to make a story. So there is this character, and maybe she has a pet, or he has a pet, and then we started to think, and I wanted she wants or he wants a pet to start the story. And then my boy told me, oh, why don't you, the character has a dog, but in fact she wants another pet, like a wild animal, a pet that is not possible to get, and she can't get it. And maybe she paints a dog like the pet, like the giraffe. That's the first story. And I thought it was a fun. So basically, my family, my boys helped me, gave me the inspiration.
Oh, that's
and then
nice.
we just Medor, the dog's name, is really a common name for dogs.
Okay.
In French.
Okay.
It's like when you have a dog, well, maybe not nowadays, but it's Medor. Yeah, I don't know in Finland if you have
Yeah, I think in Finland, perhaps the nickname for dogs, it's musti. It's musti. It comes like musta is black, musta,
Yeah.
and musti comes like if there is a black dog, we could call it musti. And my dog, I had a dog, and his name was Musti, and he was black, so we called him Musti. And yeah.
So basically, that's how we started this character about Marie and our dog Médor, and then we thought about more stories, and then because they became popular, and we sort of, and people were asking me for the scripts. They wanted to read the scripts too.
Okay.
And that's how I then wrote the scripts and in a book. And I thought, oh, maybe I should have two versions, one in the present and one in the past.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, you can read both and you can compare, and maybe it helps you too.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's kind of like I don't know, like exceptional, like never before I felt like that way when I started to study. Like I have a same story, and I can read it in different tenses, and I can also comparing. And normally it's avoir and être verbs.
Yes.
And be and have verbs, and then verbs that are being conjugated different way. Yeah. And reading and familiarize yourself with that text. It comes like naturally, these conjugations. I feel that way. Because when you read, you start recognizing. Okay, it's imperfect. Okay, it's passé composé. It's present tense, and that's why I just want to say thank you for those texts. And I think I copied, not copied, but printed out the first book.
Yes.
And yeah. And also your book, this Kie, I have it on paper also. So
great.
Yeah, so great. Books are my friends in a way.
Yes, I know.
thanks for quoting.
Yeah, I love this. It's a quote in itself. Yeah. No, you have a quote.
Yeah. If I want to go back that moment when I talked about it, it's like when you have friends and you need help. For example, when you want to learn French, you have books somewhere you can take and start reading. Like so.
Yeah.
They are
and
around.
Thanks to you, I started doing the same, Jarno. Thanks to you.
Oh,
now
yeah.
I have books in Portuguese. I have 2 books on my desk.
Good,
my friends.
Good. Yeah.
to keep acquiring Portuguese. So thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Perhaps we can spread the word that take your books out of yourself. What it is, bookshelf.
From your shelves,
yeah.
Put them around you.
Yeah. It can be a little bit messy, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. But I think that's as a learner, I feel that there are also other things like reading, and then you create stories by drawing, and how did you, if you don't know, I want to tell, like when Alice start telling a story, there can be first introduction, like the story is about something, but there are structure or kind of grammar inside the story, like how to use pouvoir, avoir, or être verb, or and then you start the story, and you found this structure in that story, and I thought that's amazing thing, like it's something unique, like first giving kind of grammar, but it's not like teaching grammar like normally, and then after 5 minutes you tell a story, and you find everything in that story, and then did you make it like or it just happened you started to make these like little like baby states and infant states, so you didn't start telling story right away, you kind of how it happened, like or is there story behind that method, like
again, I was looking for a way to spread, I mean, to tell stories, but I know in the mind of most people, of most people, learning a language is about grammar and is about vocabulary, and it's difficult to change their mindset. I know that from experience. Also for myself, it took me years to change my way of teaching. It didn't happen like on day one. It took me like 10 years. So I know it's difficult to change your mindset. And that's why I thought, okay, if I only tell stories, maybe people won't buy into it. They will think, oh no, I'm not learning anything. But as you know, the approach is not about learning, it's about acquiring, is about acquisition, which is different from learning, because acquiring a language is subconscious, happens subconsciously, because you listen and you read so much input that then your brain subconsciously acquires the structures and the grammar. Like when you were a kid. But because I know it's difficult for people to understand and to switch from learning to acquisition, I thought, okay, I will first introduce the structures. I will first introduce maybe the grammar, so people feel that they are learning something. But in fact, I have a confession to make. I think it's not the most important. I think the most important in the session or in the lesson is the story. The story is really the most important, because then you have the structures in a context, in a story, and your brain makes more connections. Whereas when you have something out of context, your brain can only make one or two connections. That's why stories are so powerful. Because your brain makes so many connections, and then you store those structures forever in your brain. Subconsciously, without making any effort.
You mentioned Stephen Krashen and
Beniko Mason, Dr. Beniko Mason,
and Comprehensible Input. Is there any kind of, because like you said, we love grammar, we love learning, we have to know as an adult. Is there something you miss, kind of, this kind of old style teaching, or is there something like but you have already approached it like putting these two things together in a way?
Yes.
Because I know many people ask grammar how
Exactly.
you answer those questions, um, like how people would also understand other approaches is like because sometimes learning, it's good focus on one thing, and like I have done with you and with your videos, I have focused on one thing. But now as a student, I'm studying now at university. Now I have to also focus this heavy grammar studies and everything, and being a teacher and professor, I think it's there is two ways of, kind of, because now I feel I enjoy a lot stories, and it's so painful at school. But I have to bite the bullet and go through that. so have you been like criticized, or like have you thought like is that the right way, or like how you have kind of have this mindset? Like, long question, and hopefully you got it.
I'm not against grammar, because people think I'm against grammar, or I'm anti-grammar, or we teachers using the comprehensible input are anti-grammar. I'm not. I like grammar. I think it's interesting how to see a sentence is built in different languages, and it's very interesting. The thing is, when you start with a language, I don't think you need grammar. Grammar comes afterwards. When you have acquired the language, when you are fluent in the language, then you need the grammar, I think, to go further and to understand how a sentence, how a text is built. But I think the first step, and that's what we miss when we are adults, we think we need to go, we jump a step and we go straight away to the grammar bit when we first need to acquire the language, like when we were a baby or a kid or a toddler. Your parents didn't explain you the grammar rules. So first you need to understand the language. And then when you understand the language well, you can question, oh, why is this verb like this? Or why is this adjective after the noun, or whatever question you have. Also, when people ask me questions, in live classes, of course, we adults, we want to get answers. We always we question, why is it like this? And we compare to our native language too. It's normal, it's human. So I answer the question, of course. It's a fair question, it's interesting. I'm going to answer you, but I'm also going to tell you, enjoy the story.
Exactly.
Enjoy the story, and try not to question too much, because then it ruins the enjoyment. When you question too much, I think.
There are like, when we talk about like acquisition and input and comprehensible input, how I have understood comprehensible input, it's different than input. Like, I see input is everything we hear, and comprehensible input is that when you draw something on the board and you draw a figure of men or woman or girl, and then you point, this is a boy.
Yes.
Perhaps I don't understand it, but then story goes and you say it's a boy, he has a hat, hand, nose. From context, I start understanding French language, and then input will be comprehensible input, and then learning happens. And I feel that hypothesis it's sometimes understood wrongly, like, because input, if you hear French everywhere, you don't understand everything. But like my children, if I say milk, they understand milk. But if I start talking about how milk being like produced, and how it comes from supermarket to our home, they don't perhaps understand anything if I start telling it. But always they understand milk word. And then the learning happens. And after years, perhaps they start, have have more words, and they understand the context. And words coming, and they also can come with grammar exercises, of course. And that's also, when it comes comprehensible, then you start kind of learning. And I think as an adult, as a learner, I don't like select or put things in a boxes, like this is input, this is comprehensible input, this is grammar. I feel it's like a soup. We have to mix it, but wisely, of course. And that's why I think it's good. As a learner, we are guided by teachers to choose, some subjects or methods what to use. And that's why I like there are many things on YouTube, for example, if you want to learn French or Finnish or like, but the main thing is that like your videos, they are made to be comprehensible. So it's already there. If somebody wants comprehensible method when learning French language, it's there. Because you could also make videos only being input videos, like just normal French, and nobody would enjoying, perhaps advanced students, like so there are some kind of differences that people should understand, like what is comprehensible and what is normal input. And
fair point. I think that's an important point to make. You're right. First, you need to, when you start, you need really comprehensible input. You need to understand, maybe not all, but at least the story, the gist of the story. And then little by little, you will understand more and more. And then you can watch like just input videos with input.
And same thing. I'm watching this France 24 TV,
yes, the
news channel. And I feel every day, every week, I understand more what they say and talk about there. And I think it's results of input. It's not result of comprehensible input, perhaps, but it's result of input that it's passive. It's passive there.
Yes.
I have learned words at school. I don't remember those words, but then I'm watching TV. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It means that. Okay, yeah. I know that word. But and because news, they are never comprehensible. They are very, very difficult. Even your own
And
language.
because people talk fast also,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, but it's interesting topic, and like your videos. I think you have also developed your kind of storytelling skills, and
Yes. Right.
uh, how did you started to to think there should be something more, like create web page and create a community? Was it like the same time with YouTube videos, or because I think
No,
it's a
it
bit,
came later.
yeah. Was it like people asked more, or was it like you thought that would be a good idea, a good business idea, or um,
Yeah.
like yeah,
Yeah, I mean, people started to ask me for the story scripts of my season 1 videos on YouTube. So I made the story scripts, and then I thought, oh, maybe I should do more. I should really have a course, like with steps,
yeah,
to build the French foundation, to get those high frequency structures. And so that's how I came up then with the membership and with the baby stage and the infant stage.
yeah,
But it came later. First the YouTube videos, and as you said, I developed
yeah,
my story listening skills, because also at first I didn't really understand the method, Dr. Benico Mason's method. Is really about not only getting comprehensible input, it's also about getting rich input.
yeah,
Um, what Dr. Krashen and Dr. Mason call optimal input.
yeah,
So at first, my stories were really basic, and I repeated a lot, but I didn't explain a lot. I didn't give enough rich
yeah,
input.
yeah,
And rich input is actually important. Although you might not, as I said, understand every word, um, little by little, you're going to understand more and more, and you're going to develop a wide range of vocabulary, not only for everyday conversations, but also to help you read books.
yeah,
Because in books, there are also low frequent, frequently used words, like
yeah.
what we call academic words or
Academic words.
literary words,
Yeah,
and you need them to be able to read a book also.
yeah. Because I
So
think,
my goal now,
yeah,
yeah,
writers use synonyms, and like they don't use.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And so my goal now is also to help the learners, build the bridge to help to me to build the bridge to reading, to help the learners start reading books also, start
yeah.
having friends,
Yeah, and I
like you
have,
said, friends on that.
yeah, and I think also, if we talk about richness, like what is rich, it's uh, your community and your meetings on Saturdays, uh, which are recorded, and if you're a member, you can watch them. And I've been watching them. People start also use output
Yes.
with you,
Yeah.
and that's something very, very unique, I think, in a way, because like me, I have watched perhaps all seasons and all videos on your your website and everything, and I would benefit a lot now to start speaking about it in French language. And now I have noticed it's happening naturally. Like I have noticed that I use French, like today now, I feel that when I say something, it like watching you, it's wrong to say things in English. Like it's a kind of mixing thing here. And actually our phonetic teacher at the uni, she had made the research about how our brain is frequency, or how it reacts to vowel sounds and different kind of sounds. And when they have tested people first with kind of Finnish language introduction, with like in Finnish, and saying when you hear this sound and this sound, and just be relaxed, and they see, you know, the diagram, or what do you call this, and
the waves.
And they have noticed that when they start it in English, they respond in English vowel sounds better. When they started to speak Finnish first, and then they said react to English vowel sounds, they didn't respond, because they started it first in Finnish. So that's why I feel like some learners can be difficulties when you speak first perhaps French, then you try to start speaking English, and then go back to French, or it's something like it's weird. Like now, I think when we have talked English together, and now changing it in French, it could be a little bit like a hiccups first, but perhaps then it would become naturally in a long run, or because my friend told me that because he has talked English always with me, it's so hard to change it in Finnish, because it doesn't feel natural. And on your channel, everything is based on natural things, and I think the more we speak French, the more we kind of grow into it. Even we are not natives, even we are not perhaps good at it, but it grows like a tree. And I think your like YouTube videos, and now your community, and those book sessions, and those your storytelling sessions, and everything, input output interaction, and it's total immersion.
I try to you're right, I try to bring that on the internet. Immersion, and you don't need, I don't think nowadays you need to travel to the country and immerse yourself, you know, to become fluent in a language, because there are so many resources on the internet. You don't need to invest so much money, I think, and that's the beauty of it. That's
definitely.
a positive thing about the internet.
Definitely. It's
so you may want to go, of course, to France to relate to the culture, but I don't think you need to plan a trip, you know, to invest money really to become fluent. You can do this on the internet for without so much investment.
In a way it can be even better, even I think like here in Finland, there are people who don't speak Finnish, even they have lived here for many years, because they have perhaps they have their own community, and they only speak their mother language, and they use Finnish, only Finnish basics, perhaps at the grocery store or supermarket. So it's even you live in a country, and if you don't want to learn it, you never learn. And I think perhaps native English speakers have this problem. It's not their fault, but wherever you go when you are a native English speaker, people in a way, they want to speak English, and then it might be hard to start.
I totally agree.
And I think that's a good. I don't. Have you ever thought about it? But if French language learner go to, for example, France, and French people, they know, okay, he has to be foreign because he doesn't speak French very well, and they change it. They change it in English automatically. But then it should be like, je ne comprends pas l'anglais. Je parlais français et je parlais finnois. Je ne peux parler anglais. Désolé. tu dois parler français avec moi. So have some kind of strategy, like don't change English. So they can speak they can speak English to you, but say, je ne comprends pas. No. Je ne parle pas anglais. Je suis finnois. Je suis finnois.
I think it's a good strategy.
Because like I mentioned, really. Like I mentioned you when you making your videos, I noticed that it would be so easy to change it in English quickly, like giving an example in English.
Yes.
But, and like I mentioned, but you try to tell it in a different way and using synonyms and
exactly.
And that's that's the great strategy when going abroad and avoiding English language. Like
yes. And I also do it because I know, most people speak English now, but there are some people on YouTube also who don't really know English. So why should I translate into English? And it's not a translation exercise. People ask me for subtitles in English. But I'm not willing, because your goal is to try to understand the story, not to read the subtitles in English.
By the way, I made a new video today. I made a new story about the boy. So I translated it into English and French language.
Oh, wow.
Because it's only for me, because I wanted to practice. I want to practice translation now. I want to translate. So I made it in Finnish first, Finnish text, subtitles, then French, and Google Translation helps there.
Yes.
Automatically kind of translate it, but I have to read it and correct things.
You have to check.
So it's kind of easy way. But it's not good way, because it's it's just Google Translation doing it job in a way. But when I understand,
have published it, the story? You
not
have
yet.
published a
No,
video?
no.
Okay, I will watch it after. Yeah.
Yeah,
When you publish
yeah.
it.
And I was thinking that can I use subjunction what is in subjunction subjunctive
The subjunctive tense.
Subjunctive tense. Can I
You
use
mean?
it in some places where but it because I thought I could say write like a Pekka Pekka a pris une douche.
Oui.
And then I thought I don't know, I don't remember the structure now, but it was a like subjunctive, like it doesn't matter, but it it's very interesting when doing this translation, and it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's also...
I will publish it perhaps weekend or so.
Okay,
let's see.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Because now I have day offs. I don't have school. I have a break, 1 week break. So
okay.
So I yeah. Oh, how much? What time is it? Yeah,
it's nearly an hour we've been
talking. Yeah. Perhaps finally, perhaps you can tell if somebody wants, if some teachers watching this, for example, if some person wants to create something in teaching French or teaching Finnish or other languages, what would be the the start your YouTube YouTube channel? Because I think there are many teachers nowadays thinking because of this corona and everything, how could they teach the subject they love and they have studied. So do you have any tips for like...
I think first of all you need to think about something you enjoy telling. Me, I enjoy telling stories, and there are some stories I choose because I like those stories, and I think you need to enjoy it so that you share your enthusiasm, your passion, your enjoyment with the learners, because joy is contagious.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think you need to start to think about something, a topic or something you are interested in, you are passionate about, or you enjoy.
Yeah.
And you want to share it, not only, and you want to share it in the language you want to teach.
Yeah.
And the second thing is consistency. When you start on YouTube, the hardest thing, I think, is to be consistent and to think, okay, I will post one video a week, or I will post one video every 2 weeks because I'm busy, but I will really post a video every 2 weeks, or I will try, or every month. Or you need to think about how frequent, how regular you want to be, and you want to try to stick to it. And I think that's the most difficult thing. Because I see people who start YouTube channels and then they get busy, or they feel they let it, and then it's not regular. And it doesn't really work.
Because I think it's something creator has to think about it, like how, when, what, like
exactly,
like and I think I just want to talk about teachers and how, because I think there are teachers, they are thinking what would be the next thing, and I think there is no next thing. It's YouTube already there and online kind of teaching where like if somebody thinks about how to create and how to perhaps get money from it and earnings, I think you have to start first and not only focusing on many things, perhaps focusing on one thing, and then it perhaps becomes bigger and yeah. And quality, I think that's the one thing. Like if somebody starts teaching French or English, it has to be something people enjoy. And pedagogical. That's the word. Like, what's the the it has to be benefit. I can't speak English. Beneficial. Yeah. Yeah, I could talk and talk.
It's fascinating, but thank you for, I learned so many new things today, Jarno. Thank you for sharing also about the waves in your brain. That was really
it was
interesting.
I think I get more information from the teacher. She's a professor at University of Turku in Finland, and
it's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Thanks.
Oh, thank you
Alex,
to you. Thank you.
Merci à vous.
Merci, avec plaisir.
Oui, avec plaisir. Peut-être après cette vidéo, je vais aller au supermarché et peut-être je voudrais un peu, non un peu, je voudrais acheter une bottle de rouge, vin rouge.
De vin rouge.
Vin rouge. Boire un peu ce soir.
D'accord, bonne idée.
Oui, bonne idée. Okay. Hey, I put all links there. You can go to check Ali's videos, Ali's website, and if I forget those links, mention in the comments. Where are the links? Where are the links? and yeah, and this was fun. This was great.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, and people learning French, keep up the good work, and Alice will help you also. Yeah. Okay. So bye-bye.
Bye.